Today's broadcast is presented by GLYNN Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Hello, baseball fans. You're watching On Deck with Tyler Redmond.
The idea of waiting until the trade deadline has gone out of the window with this Luis Arias trade from Miami to San Diego. It's completely out of the window, right? And great trade, by the way, for the Padres. They get a bat that, is akin to Tony Gwynn. Fitting, right? But for the Marlins, they get prospects. It is what it is. But I'll be honest with you. I would have thought the Marlins would have waited until the deadline because that's, in theory, when Arias, his value would be at its highest, right? That's typically the way this goes, is either it's at the deadline, it's a couple of weeks before the deadline, it's middle of summer. Guys, it's May, and Luis Arias just got traded across the country. It's a weird time, and maybe this is a sign that this is going to be a more active trade market this year. And if so, number one, that is great for the Atlanta Braves, who are in need of a starting pitcher. They will tell you they're not in need of a starting pitcher. I'm telling you they're in need of a starting pitcher. If they want to be successful this year, they've got to get a fifth guy. I think the offense is fine. I even think that you could possibly trade away either Duvall or Kelenic if need be come the trade deadline because you have two left fielders. I think they could both they could both be a trade piece depending on who the Braves want to keep more or who the other team wants. But who could the Braves trade for, right? Who could we go after? And it's early. I'm well aware it's early. It's too early, to be honest with you. But nobody saw Luis Arias coming. This is what I'm telling you I think could happen if anything. There are two teams that, to me, are out of it completely. Mathematically, maybe not, but common sense, they're out of it. And one of them has already started to sell. That's the Marlins, right? The Marlins, in my opinion, don't have anything pitching-wise that I'm super impressed with that they're going to be willing to trade for. Most of their great arms, most of their guys that you would want, the guys that you're probably playing in your futures cards on MLB The Show, most of those guys are, too young. They're not going to be able to really help the Braves now. And beyond that, the Marlins aren't going to want to lose them because, frankly, they're cheap and they may have a future in a Marlins uniform, right? So to me, the Marlins, you could point out Jesus Luzardo. There's guys you can point out. I just don't see it. I just don't think it's there right now with the Marlins. However, there is another team that to me is out of it. They have a similar record with that Miami does. That's the Chicago White Sox. And we've made trades with the White Sox before. This is not something that's out of the ordinary. I saw a comment earlier about Aaron Bummer. That's a trade that we made this offseason. Of course, we sent a lot of names over there for Aaron Bummer. Maybe we have a repeat performance in the regular season for some starter. And the one that I've circled, if you were watching a couple of streams ago, I showed you my spreadsheet where I go through, all right, these are the teams that are sellers. These are the teams that are on the verge of selling, may make the decision. And these are the teams that aren't selling at all, right? We went through that. The White Sox were a team at the top of the list. And there was one guy in that rotation that I think is a strong possibility that the Braves could sign. Yes, guys, I'm aware it's May, but let's just explore the possibility, okay? Erick Fedde is the one, to me, that if you're going to look at trades right now, Erick Fedde is the one that makes the most sense. He's got a good enough ERA and good enough numbers overall to be an upgrade from Bryce Elder, Dylan Dodd, or whoever may come within the ranks of the Braves this year. He's got a 3.46 ERA through 7 starts, but he is also a free agent at the end of this year. That's a key part of this. That's a key component of this. Erick Fedde, he's not going to be your frontline guy, but he's going to be a good back end of the rotation guy. Because he's a free agent at the end of the year, the White Sox might partake in this. They might see the value in it because if they can get, a couple of prospects, they may value that over what Fedde's going to give them for this year. Because let's be real, the White Sox aren't winning anything this year. Might as well get Fedde away and get something back to help your future, right? Because that's what the Aaron Bummer trade was about. And I could see a very similar narrative happening here.
Make your way to GLYNN Smith-Chevrolet. Choose America's #1 compact SUV, the Chevy Equinox. Discounted up to $6,500 off. Chevy's full-size pickup truck, the powerful Chevy Silverado, is up to $12,000 off. And big Chevy Silverado 2500 HDs are discounted up to $6,000 off. Plus, enjoy no payments until fall. Make your way to GLYNN Smith-Chevrolet in Opelika.
Get ready to smile.
Now at GLYNN Smith GMC in Opelika, own one of the best-selling vehicles in the USA. The GMC Sierra pickup is discounted up to $12,500 off. Roomy and comfortable, the compact SUV GMC Terrain is up to $7,750 off. And GMC Acadias with 3 spacious rows and seating for 7 are now discounted up to $7,000 off. Plus, enjoy no payments until fall at GLYNN Smith GMC in Opelika.
Get ready to smile.
The White Sox, again, have been known to make deals with Atlanta. We saw the Aaron Bummer trade. So to me, as the market stands, with very few teams in the market, make no mistake, I'm showing you Erick Fedde for your consideration. Let me know down in the comments what you think about it. Is it likely? Based on the market right now, I think so. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I get questions all the time about, Tyler, who do you think the Braves should trade for? Who do you think the Braves will trade for? This is one that I think they should trade for. And I would understand it. Now, to do that, you're not going to like what they have to give away. You know, it may be an Owen Murphy. It may be a Hurston Waldrop. You know, it may be someone that's going to sting. It may be AJ Smith-Shawver. It's going to be something that hurts, right? It is, because it's going to be a future talent. You know, it hurt when we lost Michael Soroka. You know, it just did. And it's going to be a similar feeling here. Hurts when we lost Christian Pache a few years ago, if you remember that. William Contreras too, right? It always hurts a little bit because you see the future potential. You want him in a Braves uniform, but at the same time, that Braves window of winning a championship is right now, and they got to get on. They got to do it. You know, these guys that they have right now, your Darius Vines, your Dylan Dodds, you know, your AJ Smith-Shawvers. I'll even throw Bryce Elder in there. They're great. They're great. But on this team, to win a World Series, you need someone that's going to win now. And I'm not saying Erick Fedde is going to be the reason that the Braves win a World Series. I'm saying he could be a component of it. So for your consideration, check out Erick Fedde. Go look up his stats. You can disagree with me if you want. I'm just throwing it out there. Out of all the names I've looked at, and if you saw my spreadsheet, you know there's a lot of them, that's the one that makes the most sense. It's got the right mixture of good numbers and short contract that makes him not only appealing to the Braves, but also appealing to the team he's on, the White Sox. So again, Erick Fedde for your consideration. Today's broadcast was presented by GLYNN Smith-Chevrolet GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Baseball fans, make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. As always, thank you for your support.